Welcome to this week's Capping Corner. The time has come to talk about the Kentucky Derby. It's a very large field, so we won't have time to get through every horse, but we'll try our best. Now, let's talk about the morning line favorite, Zandon. He's 3 to 1 on the morning line, and it's kind of surprising that he's the favorite because he did lose to Epicenter in the Risen Star Stakes, but then he won the Bluegrass Stakes by 2.5 lengths over Smile Happy. What do you think of Zandon?
Well, Sandom, when he lost to Epicenter in the recent start, that was his first race of the layoff, and that's okay. He ran well that day, and I remember he was slow at the start that day, and also was wide. Then the bluegrass was really impressive, and it was a good experience for him because he was involved in traffic. He received some kickback, and he was able to close and win really well. He can go 10 furlongs, and let's see if he can get a clean trip this time.
I agree. I think he has a shot, and I do like the fact that Flavien Prat rode Country House, who was a closer, to a second place finish in 2019, and he ended up winning because of a disqualification. So I hope he puts Zandon in a good spot. Let's move on though to actually let's talk about Smile Happy, who was second to Zandon in the Bluegrass, and he was also second in the Risen Star. He actually finished ahead of Zandon, and he's 20 to 1 on the morning line. What do you think? Does Smile Happy have a chance?
Well, Smile Happy is winless this year. He was second in the recent start. Okay, that race was his first race of the layoff. And then he was second without any excuse, second to Sandom. Probably the distance is a bit long for him, but with a good ride, I think he could be in the mix. Not sure he can win, but he could be in the mix and hit the board.
Right, I agree. He could hit the board. Let's move on to Epicenter, who I thought would be the favorite. He's 7 to 2 on the morning line, and he's had an outstanding year so far. He was second in the Lecomte, but he was pace compromised, and then he won the Risen Star Stakes on the lead. But he showed he could stalk. He could be in the pocket position, as he showed in the Louisiana Derby, and he won that by 2.5 lengths over Zozos. What do you think of Epicenter?
Center is a late horse, a very talented horse, doing everything right this year. But my concern is the post position. I think he needs to be sent. And he would be involved in a fast pace. And let's see if he can afford that.
My concern is that Summers tomorrow might shut him off, and I don't know, but Epicenter did win the Louisiana Derby from the rails, so let's see. Let's move on to Messier, who is from Santa Anita, and he's one of the Bob Baffert horses who was transferred to Tim Yakteen. Now, he did win the Robert B. Lewis Stakes by 15 lengths, but then he lost his stablemate, Taiba, in the Santa Anita Derby after getting the lead from Forbidden Kingdom, who basically stopped. What do you think of Messier?
With this post position, I think he's going to be sent. He will show speed. I would prefer him stalking the pace, but I think with this post position, he will show speed. He lost twice in Los Alameda Futurity and the Santa Anita Derby when he had some opposition. And this time he will have a lot of opposition. So I'm not using him. I think he will be a factor in the race, but in the distance, I think he could handle the distance, but preferably behind the speed or stuck in the pace, not setting the pace.
I actually would prefer if he sets the pace because you know how Bob Baffert horses are. Once they get the lead, they tend to not stop like Medina Spirit last year. And I know this is not Bob Baffert, but I'm basically treating it the same way. Yakteen was an assistant trainer, and Messier, he won the Robert B. Lewis on the lead, and in the Santa Anita Derby, he was chasing a pace setter. So I think he wants to lead, and I think Velasquez will try to give him the same trip as Medina Spirit. All right, let's move on to actually let's talk about his stablemate, Taiba, who is a bit inexperienced, but he did win the Santa Anita Derby. And he had a perfect trip, though. He was right behind Forbidden Kingdom and Messier. Taiba is very talented, and I think he has a bright future. What do you think of Taiba?
Very talented horse, but I think that's too soon for him. He lacks of experience, and I didn't like he lacks workout. He barely beat Maiden Claimer in the workout. I think he could bounce this time, and I'm passing with the horse.
I'm gonna pass too. I didn't like that workout, and I just think the Kentucky Derby is too much too soon. All right, now it's time to discuss a horse you like, Cyberknife, who won the Arkansas Derby, and that was the best race of his career. He won by 2 3/4 lengths over Barber Road, and Secret Oath, the filly, was third. I question who he beat in the Arkansas Derby. It might not have been the strongest field, but why do you like Cyberknife?
Well, I know that a lot of people is tossing the Arkansas field, mainly because that was a slow race. But this horse has been improving each race. His early career, he was a bit green, but now it looks like he's maturing and improving at the right time. He's peaking at the right time, and his workouts at Churchill Downs has been really impressive. And well, I think he would be able to stock the pace. I know I don't think he will get the ride he get in the Arkansas Derby, so aggressive. He will be behind the speed, and I think the pedigree says he would like this distance.
Are you worried though that he was sixth in the Lecomte, about 10 lengths behind Call Me Midnight and Epicenter?
No, yes, but after that race, the horse has been improving, especially after that race. He recorded a good speed figure in that allowance race.
Okay, fair enough. Shifting gears, let's talk about another horse that you like, Tis the Bomb. And I think of him as a synthetic horse. He won the JR Stakes by 2 1/4 lengths over Tawny Port, who is a good horse too. He also won the John Battaglia Memorial, but when Tis the Bomb was in the Holy Bull Stakes, he was seventh by 20 lengths. What do you think? Can you cross the Holy Bull Stakes out?
I really like this horse, Tis the Bomb, especially the transition from all weather or from polytrack, from synthetic to dirt. And his last workout, he really did very well. And yeah, could be in the future a turf horse, but I like that angle, that synthetic to dirt. And I think this horse is ready for a huge effort, especially if the pace is fast. That is what I expect.
Okay, I don't like him though. I need to see more than because he did win on dirt on Ellis Park last year, but I don't know. I just needed to see him win a stakes race on dirt, and he doesn't have that. Let's move on to White Abarrio, who won the Florida Derby, and he's 10-1 on the morning line. Now, this horse might get ignored. I mean, he won the Florida Derby by 1 1/4 lengths over Charge It. Simplification was third in that race. Saffie Joseph Jr., does he need to be at Gulfstream to win the big races?
Oh, Safi Joseph Jr. is more effective at home than overseas, but this horse is really talented. This horse, I remember he missed a week in the Florida Derby, and because of fever, a slight fever. And despite that, he was able to win the race. The Florida Derby was a bit slow in the last quarter. They came home a bit slow, and probably the distance is a concern. But the horse, I think he could be in the mix, and we will see him fighting the lead entering the stretch. Not sure he can get the distance, but we will see him in the stretch fighting for the victory.
All right, we might as well talk about Charge It, who was second in the Florida Derby. And like I said, he lost by 1 1/4 lengths, but it was only his third start of this. It was only the third start of his career, and I think Charge It has a big future. I just wonder, like with Taiba, I just wonder if this is too much too soon. What do you think? Is it too much too soon for Charge It?
I'm agree. This horse, I think this horse would be a great horse in the summer. I think it's too much too soon for him. The lack of experience will hurt him.
Let's talk about Mo Donegal on the rail. Now, I don't like the rail position. I get that he's a closer and he's gonna be, I don't know, 10 or 11 lengths out of it anyway. But he did win the Wood Memorial, and that was a good race. He beat Early Voting, who was a good horse. And Mo Donegal could be forgiven for his Holy Bull because it was a short stretch and it was a lesser distance. What do you think of Mo Donegal?
Mo Donegal is a closer, a late closer. And remember, this is not the old starting gate, so the post position one don't eliminate the horse at all. I think he will, if the pace collapse or is a very fast pace, I think he has a shot. But yes, it's not easy to go with that traffic. But if the pace collapse, I think he could close.
All right, let's give our final selections and any suggestions on any bets. I'm going to go with Messier. He's my first preference, but I'm also going to use Epicenter, and I'm probably also going to use Zandon. So it depends on what I play. I don't know if I'll play like Oaks Derby Double or a Pick 3, but I'll use those 3 horses. How about you?
My top picks in this race are Cyberknife. Mainly, I'm looking for value with this horse. I know this horse is peaking at the right time. He needs to move up a bit, but I think we will see the best version of Cyberknife in the Kentucky Derby. My second choice is Tease the Bomb, the synthetic horse. Tease the Bomb is ready for a big effort again. I think the pace would be fast and I could see him closing. And my third choice, I'm not sure the third choice, but it's the favorite, it's Sandon. So he would, not sure if he's going to be a favorite in the post time, but he could be 3-1, 4-1. But I need to use him in some exotic place.
All right, that's our analysis of the Kentucky Derby. Thank you for listening, and good luck this weekend with all your bets. I'm sure everyone will be betting a lot this weekend. And I think we'll take some time off until the Preakness, which is in 2 weeks. Do you have any final words?
Okay, see you in 15 days.
See you when the Preakness comes.